Now, occasionally I get a comment like this, which is unfortunately so off the mark and so grotesque that I kind of have to roast it a little bit because it's an example of how society views alcohol use disorder. They have no concept of how it affects families, loved ones, and really everything that goes on with an alcoholic in the family and the hurricane that produces within a family. This particular comment is in reference to when I was talking about the last month of my wife's life, and I really didn't want to go to the hospital. She was 100 miles away in UCLA. My brother came out and we went together 2 weeks after she'd been in the hospital. I went again about 10 days later with my sister, who flew out from Florida, and then I went again on the last day. And to be honest with you, I was at the point where I really didn't want to partake in any of it. A lot of it, the doctors were calling me 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, trying to make decisions. It was just an exhausting thing. And it just, unfortunately, people who have never been through this, like most of society, have no concept of the exhaustion that family goes through. And I make these videos specifically so that people will have a better understanding of what human beings in this situation, family members, spouses, children, parents go through when they're dealing with an alcoholic in their family. And the comment goes like this: yes, you're so right. This man is so angry, no compassion whatsoever. Wow. Making a statement like that, it used to upset me. Now I really kind of feel sorry for the person who's making that kind of a comment, because it shows their grotesque ignorance into a situation like this. And the only reason why I point it out is really so I hope somebody gets some education and is less callous and has a little bit more critical thinking skills in what's really going on in one of my videos or in somebody else's videos who are in a certain similar situation. Because my wife had been through, at this point, probably 12 hospital stays. I can't even tell you how many emergency stays. This particular stay in the hospital lasted 28 days until she passed away. Well, for my son, it wouldn't even come down. You have to realize, for family members to get to the point where they don't even want to go see a person in the hospital, you have to realize it's the point of past exhaustion. They just can't do it anymore, and it's about self-preservation. You have to take care of your own mental health, because you've been to, you've picked them up at the jail half a dozen times. You've had to call 911 a dozen times because they're detoxing on their own. You've had to pick up bodily fluids almost daily for decades. All these sorts of things that make a person so callous to it that it's not, that it really has no, they have no business really having the alcoholic in their life anymore. And what a lot of people don't realize, that if you don't tell the truth, it's a hollow story and it helps no one. If you don't explain the emotions that you go through and the details, as ugly as they can be, well, then it's a hollow story, and it's just you're just creating pulp for no reason at all. Unless you tell the great details in this type of a thing, you're wasting your time, and you're not helping people who may not be in this situation, and you're not helping people who have experienced this situation. And what most people don't understand, certainly this commenter, is that it's so beyond anger or lack of compassion. That doesn't even enter into it. Anger was decades ago. Now you're just in self-preservation mode. And family members need to take care of themselves. Okay, this is really from the standpoint of family. They need to take care of their own mental health. And if they don't, they could go down with the ship. And if that means not showing up or having a desire to go to the hospital, and there was really no purpose for me to go. My wife was essentially in a coma. I was doing it for the other people that were there, like my siblings and part of her family at the time. I specifically really didn't want to be there. Even at the ending, it was not a happy time. It was not a happy day. And unfortunately, at the end of the day, I was the one that had to pick up all the pieces. That sounds very, very callous to somebody who doesn't understand. But there comes a point where you simply just have to take care of yourself. Families in that situation know exactly what I'm talking about. Again, I go live Monday through Friday right around 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We also have the Facebook group. It's called There's an Alcoholic in the Family. Link is in the bio in the link tree. And also, when you're ready to work with me one-on-one, I've helped thousands of families and the alcoholics in their family schedule the breakthrough call. I want people who are ready to change their lives and the lives of their family. So again, thanks for listening.